right, Kian Brown here with the check-in. This is the check-in. This is our very first check-in for October 4th, Sunday Night Live. I hope that you are well. I hope you're seeing us live. I see a lot of errors this evening, but it's okay. That's what we're doing on our first episode. And when we have our first episode of anything, you always want your friends, right? People who always support and are going to make it work for you. So first, the check-in is going to be every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to get your week off powerfully. We want to start our week off powerfully. So today, I got to bring in one of my boys. Let's see if he's in here. Yep, Carlos is here. Let's grab Carlos. What's up, Carlos?
Kian, how are you?
How you doing, man? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you now, yeah.
All right. Excellent, man. Thank you for jumping on, bro. I'm good. I will tell you this. This COVID situation has kind of gotten out of hand, right? So we're in New York. Today I took my second COVID test, right? This brain swab. Now, the first time that I did it, you know, they stick it all in your ear, your nose, and then it kind of rotated a little bit. This guy did it a little bit, so pap, pap. And so my head is hurt. I don't these COVID tests. That's what's going on with me.
Yeah? I'm sorry, man. I got to get better internet over here. I'm coming closer to my router.
I know, me too. This COVID test and that happens when you take COVID test. You feel
right. I took my third COVID test yesterday. The third one. They went in both sides. And they swabbed around my brain.
And I hope it's in the news right now. Carlos is thinking about closing all businesses.
I'm sorry, I didn't get you there.
You want to close the schools? All businesses. Second. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. All right. Can you hear me okay now? Carlos, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, cool. So I just changed my Wi-Fi. I took it off of Wi-Fi, this raggedy Spectrum. I'm going to call them tomorrow.
You better call them. We'll have a problem.
I'm going to call them. Yes. So thank you. So let's just go back. You're an educator here in New York. Our mayor in New York is acting like he's going to shut things down. Have you heard anything?
Well, as far as I know, he's not shutting anything down until we reach 3%, which we're really close to right now. The situation has gotten pretty bad in the city. It got better, and now it's just continuously getting worse. So as united as teachers, we are waiting for this man to close down schools, which is what everyone expected from the very beginning.
Yeah, most people didn't think they were going to open anyway until we had a vaccine, but here we are. You guys are in school sometimes.
Right. The students aren't very happy with the situation. Imagine when you were in high school having to stay in the same room for 8 hours a day. Not 8 hours, sorry. It's like 6.5, 7 hours. But still sitting in the same room with the same kids all day, every single day. Your lunch is, school lunch was already bad to begin with. Imagine their lunch looks like it came from central bookings. It's bad.
No bueno. No bueno. Okay, well,
Not at
talk
all.
about education and you being in school. What are you left with? What are you experiencing teaching during the pandemic?
Well, it's really calling for us it's calling me as a teacher to be um, as adaptable as possible. My specification is or specialization is in special education,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm called to be an ELA teacher, which is great. I mean, that comes natural to me. It's out of my certification, and everyone is kind of dealing with the same kind of situation. Like, there's not enough teachers around to be able to handle the job. There's not enough teachers to do it. Um, we're bouncing around classrooms with so few teachers on board that it's almost scary, because anything can get out of hand. Um, Across the board in the Department of Education we're understaffed, and there's a hiring freeze. I don't understand how the two happen at the same time. Doesn't make sense.
How do you have a hiring freeze when you need more teachers? Very interesting.
Exactly.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of your side hustles. Now, when I met you, you were a boxer, and recently
Yes.
you during. Okay, see that. All right, and then during COVID, you started a business doing batch cocktails. Talk about that.
Okay, so for a vast majority of the last 10 years, I was bartending. Yeah. So my network consists of a lot of bartenders. And once this pandemic hit, a lot of them were put out of work. And we're not talking about people with high levels of education, or even, like, let's say, a high school diploma. We're talking about people who work as bartenders because they can't work as anything else, right? Have to work as bartenders. Um, and a lot of these people are undocumented, right? So once the pandemic hit, there is no money coming in. There is no stimulus check. There's no uh, unemployment checks. There's nothing, right? So you're literally just using anything that you have as savings. As a bartender, you generally don't keep savings, or at least I didn't. A bartender, you make $500-600 in a day, and you're fine. I'll spend all of that. I'll make $500-600 tomorrow, whatever. You don't really have the mindset, oh, there might be a pandemic coming. Let me prepare for this financially. No. And a lot of these people have families that they take care of, their mothers, their brothers, their children, and they had no money. So the idea came, or it really stemmed from them for them, right? You all need a way of making money. People are stuck at home. They don't have any. They have drinks, but I mean, they're making their nasty drinks because they don't know how to bartend. So
Right.
imagine, like, you're just mixing some lemonade with cranberry juice and whiskey, and it tastes okay. It tastes
Yeah.
okay, but if a bartender were to do it for you, it tastes a hell of a lot better, right?
Much better.
So that's where that idea stemmed from. And we were able to support the bartenders that were in need, or at least our close friends who were in need.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, that was excellent. Every time I saw that, I saw some amazing names and some very tasty looking stuff. So congratulations on that. And I hope
Thank you.
I hope you continue as there's a pending second shutdown. So I think we're going to need some batch cocktails from the pros. So
We coming right back. We coming right back.
all right, Carlos, Alejandro, stick around. Just stay focused really quick. Carlos, I want to bring in our second guest. I want you to join the conversation. Give us 1 second. I want to bring in Sydney, Ireland. Now, look, the Boy Scouts do what they do, and Eagle Scouts is the highest rank of Boy Scouts. Carlos, you're aware of that, right?
Yeah.
Now you understand that there are young ladies who want to reach that high level of Eagle Scout. You know that, right? Well,
Okay. All right.
let me see if I can grab her in here now. There's a special young lady here that we're adding to the stream right now. There you go.
Hi.
Hey, Sydney.
Hello.
Sydney, Ireland just completed that rank. She is one of the first women to achieve Eagle rank. Hello, Sydney. Can you tell us about that? And congratulations.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. Yeah, so a couple days ago, October 1st, the Boy Scouts began allowing young women to officially be recognized for the Eagle Award, which is the highest award in scouting. And the Eagle Award opens up so many opportunities for now, previously only young men, and now young women. And so I'm so excited to be in the first cohort of female Eagle Scouts.
So amazing. And Carlos, I've known Sydney for a little while now, and just been seeing her journey as she's fought and as she's met with politicians, and just really going all the way. I mean, I in some texts I've called her a Rosa Parks, if you will, in that vein, fighting for something that was bigger than herself. And then look, now she has achieved that rank. How does it feel to achieve such a I don't know, a destination, something that was you were shut out from, and then you achieve it, and here you are? How does it feel?
It feels pretty surreal because when I began advocating with my family when I was 11 years old, I didn't think that they would ever change their policies. And so it's just really exciting that finally young women will have the same opportunities that young men have always had. And it was really nice on Thursday night to have my board of review, and following me was another young woman named Beatrix, and she also achieved the Eagle Award. So it was really nice to know that now across the country, young women will be able to be recognized for their hard work.
So excellent. And Carlos, you have a daughter. How do you feel about an opportunity now that a young lady can now go and achieve the same thing as her brother and young men all over the world have been able to achieve?
I'm super excited. This is amazing. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for paving that way. I don't know if you know this. My daughter's a tomboy. She gets very frustrated when she sees all these characters on TV. Or when she was younger, she got really frustrated watching all the superheroes on TV and not being able to have many female superheroes of that nature. Now, of course, everything is changed. There's the Supergirls show. There's the Teen Titans, which features at least 4 female superhero characters. And here's another one right here, Miss Sydney.
Yes, Sydney's like a superhero. Sydney, tell us about your what you did. I know what you did. You made some stuff for some animals. Can you tell us a little bit about what you decided to do?
Yeah, so for my Eagle project, which is the final step before usually the board of review for Eagle, I did 2 projects. The first one wasn't counted officially because it was before they stopped not allowing in young women. And so my first project was working to connect veterans with pets, and it was through Bidewee Animal Shelter, which is in Midtown in Manhattan. And my second project was getting a donation from Kong, a dog chew toy company, and working to create recipes to fill and stuff the Kong toys to then donate to the organization, Bidewee as well.
Excellent. Excellent work. Innovation and heart, and you cannot stop that. So thank you, Sydney Ireland, one of the first females to achieve the rank of Eagle with the Scouts organization. You know, I credit Sydney for making them change, Carlos, from Boy Scouts to Scouts. What do you call it, Sydney, when we eliminate gender and it's just everybody? What do you call
that? I call it ending discrimination within scouting.
There it is. There it is.
Absolutely. Well, that was so. Let's just recap the show so far. We had our education check-in with Carlos Alejandro. He's an educator and a batch cocktail expert. And then in our equity check-in, we've got Sydney Ireland, the first female to be a Eagle Scout in the organization. So now let's jump into our music check-in. Let's see if we got Focus. Focus is here. Let's bring in Focus. Focus is a international recording artist.
What's up, guys? What's up, man? How y'all doing?
All right. Focus is a classmate of mine from North Carolina Central University, and he has a brand new project that just came out. So I wanted to bring him in to get some insight on what we can expect from this music project you just released. What's up, Focus?
What's up, guys? I got a new project. It's called Vibes Are Eternal. Actually, it's the second one I did with my guy from NC State, J Mac. This is our second release. We just basically quarantine, I ain't gonna lie, shifted our whole project. We were gonna talk about just chilling, you know what I'm saying? some of the just the cool nuances of life. But this really locked us in when we got into quarantine, and I started watching CNN a little bit too much. You know what I'm saying? Switching back and forth to Fox News, and it's not. I wouldn't say the album is necessarily political, but we really dove into a lot of the hot topics that's going on today. You know what I'm saying? As everybody's getting ready to elect the next president of the free world. So, I just felt like it was my right and it was my duty to say something about that. So there's a lot of dope vibes with a lot of interesting topics.
I will say to you, there's a meme that I love. It says, can we just be friends and still disagree? And then the girl says, yes, girl, about pizza toppings, not racism.
Exactly. I saw that. That's
so
funny.
I want to ask Sydney, because Sydney is the lone young lady on the chat. How do you talk about to people who don't agree with you? Because I'll just tell you what I've seen of Sydney is as she was trying to be an Eagle Scout, there are grown men in the Boy Scouts who were bashing her publicly and putting news articles out and saying nasty things on social media. Like, they were trying to really hurt her, and she was resilient and achieved Eagle rank. Can you just talk about how you reach across the aisle, if you will, to talk to people who don't agree with you, to get them to come along?
Yeah, I think that a lot of times when people disagreed with me, I tried to talk to them personally, unless they were trolls on the internet. And when it was in person, usually people were very kind to me and tried to understand where I was coming from. When it's online, it's a different story. And so I think really just sharing my story and sharing how this is really about opening up opportunities for young women, and it doesn't take away from the Boy Scouts organization at all. It adds to it and creates it into a more inclusive organization. And when I talk about all of the things that I have been able to gain from scouting, from being a member, and how previously women weren't allowed to have that same opportunity, I think that it sometimes convinces people that didn't previously agree.
Indeed. Carlos, I want to ask you, with your students, how do you support young people in expanding their minds? They're coming to you, and I believe in community education. So by the time they get to you, they may have certain traumas that they've experienced. How do you help them to kind of expand their thought patterns?
There's a few different methods of doing so. One thing is called restorative justice, which would be an entire podcast within itself. This is a way of communicating and serving students instead of punishing them as they did when we were in high school. It's a different way of serving them and bringing more understanding to a situation. The way that I grab their attention and I grab their trust is that I start them off with something that is interesting to everyone, right? You can't start them off with the first presidential debate, because they're gonna say, "Oh, look at this old man. What is he talking about? I don't want to watch this. This is boring.
Exactly.
I don't want to watch it. No, why?" To be honest with you, like, I don't even want to watch it. I just want to watch a recap on Instagram tomorrow. I don't want to watch it. So why would I make these kids do something that I don't want to do? No. We're going to talk about what's going on right now that's important to us in our neighborhood. We're going to talk about brutality. We're going to talk about how to fight social injustice. We're going to talk about George Floyd. We're going to talk about everything that is going on right now. We're going to talk about why the police officers who killed Breonna Taylor are only facing charges for bullets that went into a wall versus the bullets that went into her. That's what we're going to talk about in my class. Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about what's interesting to you and what's important to you.
Excellent. Focus. I want to turn our focus to music and how you have used what's happening in the culture and putting that into music. How do you do that? Of course, it sounds good, but how do you choose what you say? And how do you make it authentic for your audience?
Well, the beautiful thing about music, you don't really necessarily have to choose what you say. You just say what you say, whatever you feel like in your heart. But let me, before I get on that, I want to say, what's my man, the teacher? What's your name?
Carlos.
Carlos, man. When you were saying that you want to get the students to talk about Breonna Taylor and the things that's going on in the world, you reminded me of when I first listened to the Lauryn Hill CD, and the Lauryn Hill Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, and they got the teacher. And I want to talk about love, and then, and it was like, you know what? That was such a breath because I was in high school during the time when that album came out, and I was like, I wish I had a teacher that would just like, let's cut off geometry for just a second and deal with what's going on at home. You know what I mean? And I think that could have reached me much further. But kudos to you with that. But I just get into the world, and as rappers, we are like politicians. We're like news broadcasters. We're just telling you what we see. We're out here in the field. You know what I'm saying? Even better than news broadcasters. They run to the story. A lot of times, we're in the story. I live here in Atlanta. When the guy got shot at the Wendy's by the police, it was a lot of side taking. With that, we was like, well, how did he approach the police? You know what I'm saying? Well, what happened once we saw the video? He shouldn't have done that. They was cool with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna express those feelings in both ways on my music. You know what I'm saying? Just speak my truth, and that's all I can do.
Absolutely.
I have to illuminate. Did you want to respond, Carlos?
Just for a second, bringing up or like show your light and how you can further explain things. That's amazing. The political aspect of being a musician and reaching such a broad audience. You're talking about look at what Cardi B is doing now with the Democratic Party. She's incredible. She's incredible. Now, one of the things that I was actually talking about with my dad the other day, when we were actually discussing one of my lessons, is when he taught me how to get pulled over, right? So in my mind, for my entire life, I thought there was one way of getting pulled over. I had no idea until Dave Chappelle started talking about blasting music and smoking weed when the police, I had no idea that other people got pulled over a different way. My way of getting pulled over, you put your license, registration, and insurance on the dashboard. The windows are down no matter how cold it is. Your hands are at 10 and 2, cars off.
Exactly.
That's it. Exactly. I didn't know there was another way, and that's crazy. I grew up in New York. That's bugged out. It doesn't make sense.
You'd be surprised, man. And man, I'm gonna be honest, man. I have friends that are police officers, so I don't. I'm more of a situational based guy. You know what I'm saying? Because I know there's some situations where you can't be outside selling drugs on the corner and be like, man, why the police always messing with me, man? Obviously, you're doing something wrong. But there's other situations that we're seeing on television that aren't that way, and that's what's foreign to a lot of us, and then we have to speak on that. We know the difference between right from wrong. I think the right wings, they think that it's, you guys just think you can get away with murder. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ever did anything. That's why the first thing they think when somebody gets killed, well, look, it was a fake $20 bill, or look, her boyfriend was doing this. You'd be like, listen, everybody in life has something going on. Selling weed is not a reason to get 6 bullets put in you while you're in your bed. If your boyfriend's doing that, even if he did have a $20 bill that was fake, which we don't know, that's not a reason for somebody to put their foot on your neck.
Who fucking cares, right?
Like nobody cares about that. And it's just like, I just think they just, we just got to keep speaking about it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm kind of tired of talking about it. At this point, I think we're at a point of action. We've been, how much longer did we talk about it? Everybody's like, you got to be patient. You got to be patient. It took my father's time. It took my grandfather's time. It took my mother's time. It's taking my time. It's taking my daughter's time. When do we get to be treated fairly? And that's what people are getting frustrated with. That's why you're seeing more riots now. Because they're like, you know what? We're not peacefully marching no more. This ain't Martin Luther King. This ain't none of that no more, because you guys just don't understand what we're coming from. And so I choose to be the voice of that revolution. I'm not saying that it's got to be in a violent way, but it's got to be something different than what they were doing, because obviously they're not hearing us if it's still going on in 2020.
I appreciate that.
I agree with you.
I want to give it to Sydney because she's the voice of the generation too, as she is breaking barriers as of yesterday and until forever. What are your thoughts on this conversation, Sydney, and what are you doing to continue to break barriers?
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think that any method of communicating to a wider audience the issues that exist in our society and the racism that continues to follow us to this day is so important. And I'm actually taking a class called Police Power. I go to Amherst College, and the conversations that we've been having are so timely and relevant. And I think it's so important, the work that people are doing, especially artists and other people, to make their voices heard. And so I'm so impressed by all of the work that you're doing. And I think it's really inspiring and amazing, and hopefully that it creates actionable action.
Absolutely.
And I thank you for taking action on behalf of all women who want to become something that they were told they weren't allowed
Exactly. Talk about it. Strong.
Powerful, powerful. Well, we're almost at time. I wanted to just off the cuff ask you, there's a trending topic right now about what's the healthiest types of milk to drink. Is anybody a cow milk fan, or are we a oat crew? Like, what you got?
I'm a silk guy, man. I'm not drinking no more pus and blood. No, sir. Once I saw that Netflix, I was my God. No.
Hold on, what Netflix? I don't know about this. What's going on? Which Netflix?
I forget the exact episode, but it had to be at least 2 to 3 years ago. But let me preface that by saying I was raised in North Carolina. My great-grandparents fed me milk and juice and oatmeal every morning. But I will say this, the 90s cow is not the 2020 cow. Let me just say that. So that I'm out of it.
I'll tell you this, I haven't drank milk in, I don't know how many, over a decade I haven't drank milk. And I haven't eaten dairy in about 5 or 6 years. I do it sometimes and I hate my life for the next day.
Oh my God.
But I'm going vegan tomorrow. I'll tell you that. And that's not because of any TV show. That's because my stomach says no.
Get that mucus out of you, bro. Get that mucus out of you, bro.
Exactly.
They say that most humans are lactose intolerant, and we only are able to drink the cow milk because of the process, the pasteurization process, which is chemical based. So, okay. I like oat. I'm drinking oat milk right now.
I like oat.
I gotta try that.
It's a silk product. All right. Last question for the group, and then we'll do some final thoughts and a final word. Who should moderate the next debate? I saw Medea as one. I saw Samuel L. Jackson as a good choice. Who do you guys want to moderate the next debate?
I'm going for Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
Snoop Dogg. Kevin Hart.
Oh yes.
Kevin Hart.
Yes.
Sydney, who you got, Sydney?
I think Trevor Noah would be pretty funny.
Oh, that's it. Sydney knows. Sydney knows. That's it. That's the who got to do it.
All right. In our final 60 seconds, we want to get a final word from you guys. This is on Sunday nights. This is Sunday Night Live. We want to get people to start their week off powerfully. So I think this discussion is going to support people in getting their week started off powerfully. What's the takeaway you'll give people to get their day started out powerfully? Let's start with the lady on the group. Sydney, what are you telling folks this week?
I think it's so important to have a positive outlook, but also recognize how there are systems that need to change. And the only way to make that change is to talk to other people and initiate it yourselves, because nothing's going to change unless you make it.
Thank you, Sydney. Focus. What's your last word?
Man, I got this quote from this guy named A.A. Rashad. He said, "Who's going to take care of the man that takes care of himself?" And the answer to that is his family. You know what I mean? So I just implore everybody nowadays, you're worrying about who's the leader of the next free world. Vote for yourself. Take care of your family. Take care of what's going on in your city, and the rest will sort itself out.
Thank you for that. And make sure you vote. You got to vote.
You got to vote for somebody and yourself.
Absolutely. Carlos, final word.
You got your day, you got your week, you got your year, you got your life. The way that you react is how your day is going to go, is how your week's going to go, is how your life is going to go. React positively, take a step.
That's That's it. He's chopping up a little bit. Absolutely. Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
man.
Carlos Alejandro, educator, focus, recording artist, and the first female Eagle Scout, Sydney Ireland, in
Hey,
the building.
so-
Thank you, guys. My name is Kian Brown in New York. This is the first episode of Many to Follow, the check-in. We hope that you're inspired and moved tonight, and we'll see you here next week. Take care, guys.
Peace.
Thank you.
Peace.
Take care.